Number two, I want you to ask yourself this: is your courage reflecting your devotion to Christ? Does your courage reflect your devotion to Christ? Now, in Philippians 1:27, he continues he says that whether I come and see you or else be absent, that I may hear of your affairs and that you stand fast. He was like, listen, it shouldn't be my presence that's keeping you standing strong. It shouldn't be that you're really courageous when I'm here. When I'm not here, it's like, oh, Paul's not here. I know he started this place, but I mean, let's just wait till he gets back and then we'll work really hard. So no, he says, I want you to stand fast, whether I'm there or not. Stand fast. This was a Spartan term for steko. It's this, hey, I'm gonna plant my feet and I'm not gonna move. And they would use it as a colloquialism, as an idiom to say, hey, this was us having a fixed position, a principled conviction, to be settled and established in your viewpoints, in your faith, to be faithful and continue. And so the Spartans, and the most famous battle is the Battle of Sparta, where the 300 men who were not cowardice and ran away like all the other Greek soldiers, but the 300 Spartans, they stayed in Sparta in that valley, and they took on the Persian army, and they allowed the city of Sparta to stand, and it stood firm. But the word steko, it means to take a stance right before the battle. In fact, I have kind of a recreation of this, and when the battle, you guys can play it, when the battle would be raging and the army was coming, the men in the army that were gathering together, they would lock arms and they would widen their stance and they would prepare for conflict. And so this is the steko. This is the, hey, I want you to stand firm. Hey, listen, this isn't going to be easy, but you're going to need to have courage. You're going to need to show your devotion in Christ. You're going to be persecuted. People are going to say all manner of evil against you. But watch what happens to that front line in this recreation. The moment that they're coming, look at this, the wide end of the stance. They're ready for battle. I want to tell you that many Christians, they live lives not ready for the spiritual battle, and then they wonder why they live so defeated, why they can't have victory. I want to tell you that there's victory in Jesus, but you got to know it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies all the time. It's not going to be a bed of ease. Sometimes you're going to have to go to battle with the devil, but he that is in you is greater than he that is against you. God will give you the victory in Jesus Christ. And so Billy Graham said, courage is contagious. When one man takes a stand and is brave, it stiffens the spines of others around him. I remember we started a Bible study with some of our students who were at UCLA, and we started it right outside the Bruin Cafe, and we got permission from the staff there. Hey, we're going to be passing out some Bibles and leading some of the students that go to UCLA in a Bible study, and this was right before the pandemic, and I remember sitting there, and we did the Bible study, and everyone was happy, and then we said, okay, now we're going to go pass out Bibles, and they said, we're going to do what? Come again? I said, well, we're going to go pass out Bibles. We're going to ask people, hey, do you have any questions? Do you have a Bible? Can we tell you, about Jesus? And do you have any questions about your faith? And do you have questions about God and Jesus and having a relationship with God? And they're like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, let's go do it. And so, but I'll never forget one young man. He took a Bible and he said, let's go. And he went out to the courtyard, and man, I'll tell you, the moment he gave out that first Bible, all the other young adults started giving out Bibles. Man, that young adult group grew, and we had people come to Christ, and it was so awesome. But it was awesome to see how one person's courage led to another person's courage, that led to another person. People started to get people out of the restaurant and get people out of their dorms and say, hey, I have someone who wants a Bible. I have someone who has questions. And there weren't always people who were friendly. There weren't always people who were encouraging. And there were some people who said things that were less than encouraging. But I want to tell you that when you have courage and you move forward, it is a testimony of the fact that your devotion to Christ is giving other people the commitment and devotion to Christ that they need. You see a vigorous faith stand still amid the storms and gives way to God's way. It's not about my way. It's not about my word. It's about His word. It's about His way. And so Philippians 1:28 says, in nothing terrified by your adversaries.